All right, welcome everybody to this week's client support webinar. My name is Bennett McDowell with traderscoach.com, and today is October 23rd, 2024. Wow, almost coming to a close. All right, I've got Gene on board here, and Gene, I think I'll have you come on in, and any announcements you want to make for the group, feel free to do it.
Hello, 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 happy people, happy traders. Anyway, welcome everybody. Do me a favor and just look for the questions area and say hello so that I know that you can find that. Boy, I see everybody from all around the world. Jerry, good day. Good day, mate. And Neil, I think you're a good day, mate, fella, too. And hi there, Al and Faye and Robert and Earl and Cleo. Boy, everybody, good to see you all here. So Mario just said hi, good, thank you. And Faye and Neil and Jerry, super, okay. So that is the area where we would love for you to give Bennett questions on anything that you may be interested in, that you may need help on in your trading. And I just posted a link, and lots of you I know in the room that I see now already attend this, the Stock Analysis Friday, which is every Friday at 8 a.m. in the morning on Pacific time on our YouTube channel. So the link is there. Let me know if you see that link, which would be great. And Jerry says, my audio is dropping in and out. Let me know if that is happening for anyone else. Geez. Hopefully that's not the case.
Danny, I hear you loud and clear, not dropping out on me,
Oh, good.
but let's see if it is on anybody else.
Okay. Well, I'm not hearing from anybody else saying it's a problem, but Jerry, we'll just keep an eye on it. And the other wonderful thing, Jerry, I don't know if you'll be able to join us because you're all the way in Australia, but we are doing an amazing event in January right here in Tucson, Arizona, a trading event. Bennett's been doing some amazing things with prop trading, actually, and it's kind of remarkable, the payout opportunities that you can have. So he'll be covering a lot of that, and also, of course, using our software, et cetera, et cetera. So we'd love for you to join us. I will be putting together dates and such, and we'll get you an email ASAP. And Bennett, I guess without anything else, I will turn it back to you.
All right, Gene, thanks. Yeah, prop firm, good time. Gene, I would say what, I've been up since about 2 o'clock in the morning every morning, trading our prop accounts.
He likes the nighttime session, which is fun.
Well, that's because I'm busy during the day, but I do trade during the morning, quite a few days a week. Currently, today we just got 4 new funded accounts, so that was pretty cool. Definitely a lot of fun. All right. All right, let's see what we got here. Your stock analysis Friday link is available and works. Well, I certainly hope so, but I really don't know what you're referring to. Let's see, probably it could be internet, wherever you are as well. But, you know, sometimes the problem can be on our end. But I think we're okay. I haven't heard anything, and I've done another webinar I did yesterday too was okay. So maybe, who knows, okay? Jerry might want to check on your end there. All right, how's everybody doing? Let me go through some of these administrational items. Today we're going to talk about scanners, some of our scanners that we have on the various platforms. But before I do, I have to quickly, of course, talk about the risks involved in trading. While we all know there are risks, all right, we still need to make you aware that trading is a game of probabilities, not certainties. So you have to, of course, be aware of that. And always trade with your money that you can afford to risk, called risk capital. And if you're a day trader, trade the prop firms. I truly believe prop firms are going to be mainstream. You know, a couple of years ago, they were a little iffy, but they're pretty mainstream now. And I wouldn't be surprised if the major brokerages jump on board and start offering prop accounts as well. You know, if you look at the history of some of these brokerage firms, when we first started out back in the 90s, no brokerage firm wanted to touch online trading at all. And that was kind of interesting. So then, of course, they realized how much money they could make by offering those services. Then they started doing it. But then they started competing with commissions had to come down and so forth. Then they started competing with us in terms of education. You know, guys like me were the only ones teaching people how to trade. So they figured, oh boy, we better jump on the bandwagon with that. And then they started getting into education, but they still didn't have the platforms. Then they started saying, oh boy, now these people are offering all this cool software. We need to do the same thing. So they started jumping on board with that. So once again, the innovators are the ones that usually lead the way, and then the big boys, once they find there's a market for that, will piggyback on board. And I would think the same now is going to happen with prop firms. I think they were a little slow to get off the ground, but they are a great way for people to get involved in day trading. And if you like it and are willing to work at it, you can make some serious money at it. And you know, it's there for the taking, but you gotta roll up your sleeves and learn how to do it. But I imagine the brokerages will get into that, so just a matter of time. But anyway, you know, that's prop firms, not for everybody. It's got for day traders only and for the futures market, but they'll probably spread out to stocks eventually and position trading. I wouldn't be surprised. Just a matter of time. But anyway, when I talk about risk, the nice thing about the prop firm, especially if you're a day trader, is you don't have to risk anything more than what it costs to subscribe to these services, and it's minuscule, and you get free futures data. I mean, the data you get is a deal because you don't have to pay for data. The subscription price, and in fact, I'll put a link up here right now for you so you can get it at a decent price. So if you're interested in the prop firms, use that link. They'll give you a discount, but you can get the data that's included with the subscription price. And with my situation here, you can get, I think, 80% off. So some $50,000 account costs like 37 bucks or something, and you get free data. You can't beat that. So keep that in mind, okay? I really push that for everybody that's interested in day trading. You don't have to risk your own money, and that is a great way to get involved in it. And Apex pays you out. You know, there's people making literally, okay, hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this a year, okay? Most traders that start out will have to really learn how to do it. But once you get it, there's many traders out there making $30,000 to $50,000 a month on this, and not trading just one account. They copy the accounts, which is allowed to do to spread out their risk. So anyway, you can check it out. And we're gonna also, when we do our webinar here, we're going to be explaining how to do that and how to get funded, and what I found works really well. All right, in terms of books, the book on the far right, second edition, The Art of Trading. All right, that is my newest book, being published by Wiley. It's going to be out by December of this year, possibly January. So we'll see. It depends when they get all the typesetting correct. 580 pages, I believe, with an accompanying website produced by Wiley for additional material. Kind of interesting. And it's going to be, I think, the best book I've ever written, certainly the most detailed book I've ever written. Also got the money management book. So if you need help with risk control and money management, those are there for you. And you can get all these on our Amazon page, so you can check them out, including the Elliott Wave stuff. All right, software. Many of you have it already. We have scanners, which we're going to go over today. And we have 4 scanners: the multiple time frame scanner, the trade confirmer scanner, the turbo scanner, and the Elliott Wave scanner. They each do a little bit different thing, but you can use them in conjunction with each other or a la carte, separate, okay? Depends on your trading style and what you're trying to find for trading. And then we have at the bottom our risk control software as well. All right, Al Brooks is another guy I like, and he teaches price action without any indicators at all. Let me put his little information up here. He's kind of a cool guy. He's been around the block probably a little bit, maybe even a little longer than we have. Him in here in the chat area, and you can check him out as well, okay? So there he is. All right, so let me see if I got anything else new. All right, let me come out of here. I do have a little bit of a PowerPoint I want to start out with here. So let me get that set up for you guys. And I think I did that correct. Hopefully I'm not showing the wrong screens and all that kind of stuff, which is sometimes what happens. All right, let me get all this stuff situated here so I can actually work with it. Okay, all right. So basically the purpose of the scanners is for the scanners to do the heavy work for you. And, you know, basically there's what, 10,000 plus stocks. You've got all these futures markets. You got now all the cryptos, which you didn't have a while ago. And there's a lot of cryptos. And then you've got bond markets, and the list goes on and on. So the question becomes, how do you zero in on a particular market to trade? And this is where the scanners can come in and help you. So you can set the scanners up and customize them in a variety of different ways to fit your style of trading. So let me just go on real quick. I'm going to kind of breeze through this. All right. And we also want to talk about when you have scanners that produce winning trades, or at least give you the ones to look at. What you want to do is when a scan comes up as a possibility, you want to look at the individual chart and see what exactly is going on. Because sometimes you can see that, okay, the scan identified an Elliott wave 3, but we may be at the end of a wave 3, and if you had scanned for it previously, you probably could have gotten in at the beginning. So you want to make sure that you just don't blindly take trades just because the scanner says there's something to do. Take a look at the chart first to make sure the entry, okay, matches what you're trying to do in your trading, which of course is getting in early and getting out, right? So that kind of situation. So some of these scans, for example, another scan that's really great that I like to do on the turbo scanner is look for bracketing markets. Now that doesn't mean I trade while it's in the bracket, but I create a watch list. So that kind of thing is crucial, I think. And then we look for breakouts. So the turbo scanner can tell you what's in a bracket and also what's breaking out, for example. All right. And with the goal of looking for the next big trend. Okay. So that kind of is something you got to keep in mind. So if we take a look, all right, the bottom line is you'll spend less time looking for high probability trades because the scanners will find them for you. They do the heavy lifting and helps you find winning trades and that quote unquote needle in the haystack quickly and easily. All right, so there's the turbo scanner, there's the Elliott wave scanner, there's the trade confirmer, and the multiple time frame scanner. Now, our scanners, and you may want to write this down, work in NinjaTrader, TradeStation, and multi-charts. Our scanners do not work in eSignal, do not work in MT4 or MT5, simply because like MT4 and MT5 don't have scanning capabilities, and the eSignal scanner is not suited for our type of scanners. So TradeStation, Elliott Wave, TradeStation, NinjaTrader, and also multi-charts. Those are the three platforms that our scanner works beautifully in. So keep that in mind as we kind of look through all this stuff. All right, so this is kind of what they look like in NinjaTrader. All right, NinjaTrader, the presentation will be a little different from platform to platform. However, multi-charts and TradeStation are pretty identical. In fact, it's pretty hard to tell the difference. But NinjaTrader is pretty distinct, and this is what it looks like. And I think probably everybody's familiar, but basically you dump all your stocks in there, and then the scanner goes to work. And this is, for example, the trade confirmer over here, showing you what the OWL is doing, the PTF and the TLM. And then what it looks like, and you can set this up and I'll show you. For example, the way it's set up now is if all three columns are in agreement, in other words, bullish, then this column called the trade confirmer column will indicate bull. All right, so that way you know right away that all three of those are okay. So that's kind of a cool thing. So for example, here we had one where the OWL was bullish, but the PTF was not, okay? And here's one where the TLM, the trend line master, which is telling us the trend, is actually bullish as well. So you still might want to look at those, but all three are not getting highlighted. Now the neat thing is you can program this column called the trade confirmer column, which is basically a summary of what you want to mix and match on the OWL, PTF, and TLM columns. But you can say I only want two of these to be matched. So I may only want the OWL and the trendline master. So if that's the case, it'll show bullish here, regardless of what the PTF's doing. Or you may want to see what the OWL and the PTF are doing and don't care about the trendline master being in the match. So there's different ways in which you can configure that to customize it. And then the column here on over here, right here, is the Elliott wave column, okay? And that's bull wave 3, which is telling us we have a bullish wave 3 or a bull wave 5, all right? And I don't see any bearish signals right there in that group. So bull wave 5s, Elliott wave 5s, and Elliott wave 3s are what it finds for you. And the reason it does not look for Elliott wave 1 is because we found when we did the programming, wave 1 is usually a breakout from either a bottom or a channel, and there's a lot of false breakouts. So you don't want to get stuck in that. And really, you don't have the definition of a trend met on an initial breakout necessarily, because what you have to have is the breakout, which is wave 1, the pullback, wave 2, and then the follow through, which is wave 3. So wave 3 is a great one to identify as well. And then once you have wave 3, you actually, you want to scan often to try to get in as early as possible on wave 3. But if you miss wave 3, but it's still in a wave 3, well, at least you know where you are in the trend, and you know after wave 3, you're going to have a corrective wave 4, which you can decide to trade or not, or put it in your watch list and wait for the Elliott wave scanner to tell you it's wave 5. And then that means wave 4 is over and you can go in and catch the next impulsive wave. And then actually when wave 5 ends, then you know it's due for a change in trend. And so you may want to keep it in there and take a look and see if you can catch that. And then the turbo scanner is way over here. That's this bad boy over here. And that kind of takes up quite a bit of real estate as well, because it's basically telling us many, many things. So for example, the turbo scanner is tied in with the art software. And that's the one that draws the triangles and the art reversals, the pyramids and the art reversals. So it's going to tell you when there is an unconfirmed pyramid, when it's confirmed, when it's bullish and bearish, and whether it's still active. For example, if you have a yellow area here, that means that it's neutral, okay? There may be an unconfirmed pyramid forming, or there may have been a recent bull MP, but it was stopped out, okay? So if it's something that has not been stopped out and it's bullish, it'll be highlighted with green. And if it's bearish, obviously red, neutral is yellow. So that's how that looks. But then the turbo scanner goes one step further. What it does in addition is also takes a look at bracketed markets. And if it finds a bracketed market, okay, it will tell you. Likewise, if it sees a bull breakout, it will tell you, okay? So that's kind of a very handy thing when you're thumbing through all these tons and tons of stocks. If you see something that could be a breakout, well, you won't miss it if you have the turbo scanner. So that's kind of really helpful as well. So, and then there's a multiple time frame scanner, and I'll get to that in a minute. I was just running out of real estate on that page. All right, so the trade confirmer. So when you think of trade confirmer, I want you to think of scanning for the OWL, PTF, and TLM. That's the purpose of the trade confirmer. And it's doing it on all the stocks. Now, why is that cool? Because you don't have to have 1,000 charts open. You can load the NASDAQ 100, and it's analyzing all the OWL, PTF, and TLMs on each symbol that you put in there on the time frame you put it on. If you are a position trader, you're probably going to scan daily charts, right? Daily time frames. However, if you're an intraday trader, you may only want to scan like a 5-minute chart. So you can do that as well. So think about that. So a lot of definite possibilities in how you can set up your scans. All right, so that is kind of what it would look like. And here it is, the trade confirmer on NinjaTrader. So at this point here, okay, the trade confirmer confirms a buy, first buy point there. And this is what it looks like on the left side. But the idea is that also, do you see where this says wave 3? If you have an Elliott wave scanner, this would identify this as a wave 3 as well. And in this case too, you could also have a bullish trend line down here. So this is the trend line master, this is the PTF, and this is the owl. So this is what the trade confirmer is looking at, all three of these indicators. And depending on how you have it set up, it will tell you which ones are in alignment. And then you can take a look at the chart and possibly act on those without having to have so many charts open at the same time. All right, and here's how it looks on TradeStation. So that was an example on NinjaTrader, and TradeStation gives you the exact same information. The presentation's just different, that's all. And what I mean by that is that here's the trade confirmer, and it puts the trade confirmer column here, the owl here, PTF and TLM here, but notice it does not shade the background of the rows in the columns. Instead, what it does is just shades or changes the color of the text. So if you have a neutral here in the trade confirmer column, you don't see yellow, but you see a yellow text. So, and that's just the way the difference is between some of the platforms. And this is how it's going to look on multi-charts too. So that's kind of neat. And then here, on this one here, you have the scanner and wave 5 and wave 3. But again, the backgrounds of the rows are not, or the columns are not shaded. Instead, it's the text. But the information is the same. And then, of course, you have all your symbols over here and your daily interval there. So kind of cool stuff, all right? Very easy to use. So what the scanners are doing for you is basically looking at the best possible setups, all right? And when the colors line up, at least two, green or red, you know you have a high probability trade that is confirmed based on those two indicators. Now, you still want to look at the chart to look at the price structure and also look at the the pyramids, right? Or maybe you're having a pyramid entry has been hit already and it's not too late to get in, or maybe one's forming and you want to wait for that one to form. So this scanner will guide you to the chart, and then you can see what you want to do with that in terms of an entry and best place to put your stop once you get to the chart. And again, works on all time frames and all markets. And that's one of the nice things. And also too, with all our software, you get a lifetime license, okay? And all free updates and no annual fee, okay? In fact, you can even get a subscription on these now. All right, so let's go a little more detailed into the Elliott wave. And if we don't finish up today in its entirety today, we'll take it up again next week as well. But I wanted to spend a little time. So again, this is a close-up of what you'll see when you have the Elliott wave scanner installed. Now, don't forget, scanners in NinjaTrader install in what they call the market analyzer, which is the scanner built into NinjaTrader. So you open that window up and install these. Now, when you buy any software from us, you know we'll install it for you, right? Okay, you know that. If you don't need us to, you don't have to have us, okay? You can just download the file and install it in there as well. So it's totally up to you. But in any case, very simple to read. I mean, you just go right down. Now, another thing you could do here is, just because it says bull wave 3, if you have the trade confirmer running next to it, you can identify how the OWL, PTF, and TLM are doing. And then also, if you have the trade confirmer, you could identify whether there's a pyramid. So technically, if you had all three of those scanners installed, then you don't even have to open the chart up necessarily to see what's going on with the pyramids and so forth. Of course, you're going to want to open up the chart anyway, but if you have a bull wave 3, but you have, for example, a red owl, chances are you're not going to take that trade necessarily. And if you don't have any pyramids on the turbo scanner, you know, there's another one, okay? So that definitely can help speed up the process. Here's what the scanner looks like on TradeStation and multi-charts. And as you can see, same information, but the way it's represented is a little different because they color the text. Same idea though. All right, turbo scanner. All right, again, turbo scanner. When you think of turbo scanner, think of it as looking at the art signals and bracketed markets. Okay, so when we look at the turbo scanner on Ninja, that's what it looks like. It does require a little bit elongated column, all right, so you can read everything, but this is kind of a nice close-up because this is the kind of information it will give you. It'll tell you whether there's a bull pyramid, a bear 1B, or a bracketed market. Now, on a case like this, when you see a bull P in a green background, or if you're on TradeStation, and I'll show you that in a minute, if you see a green text, you know that bull pyramid has not been stopped out yet. That's an active bull pyramid because the turbo scanner uses the pyramids to determine bullish or bearish. And if they've been stopped out, it will be neutral and go to yellow, okay? So here we had a bull pyramid and a bear 1B, but a bear 1B is a pivot point or possibly just a zig and a zag in a trend. So in this case, this might be worth looking at because it might have pulled back a little bit and not, of course, nullified the trend, but maybe giving you not a bad place to get in. All right. However, it is telling you now it's kind of gone into a bracketed market. So you're going to want to take a look at it, maybe wait for the breakout of the bracket market, that type of thing. All right. Here's one that's bearish down here. Okay. And basically kind of interesting as well. All right. This one has opposite going on there. So kind of interesting what it can tell you, and then you can look at the chart itself. Here's what it looks like on the turbo scanner. All right, again, the only difference is the text is marked here. So bull 1B bracketed, same type of information though. All right, so that's kind of a helpful thing. And when you run it in addition to the other scanners like the trade confirmer and also the Elliott wave scanner and so forth, it can give you quite a bit of information. All right, now here's an example of where you might, for example, have a bull pyramid and also a bearish 1B. So if you're wondering how that could be a scenario where it could be. And remember, the other scanner told us we were in a bracketed market, and that's usually when things like that can occur, okay? However, all right, you did have a breakout from the bracketed market, and that would have been indicated. But here's another 1B and a bullish pyramid outside the channel. And look, it gave you a great entry, okay? So just because you have a bull pyramid and a bear 1B showing up in the turbo scanner, you should look at the chart, okay? Now, if the chart says bracketed, then probably you're gonna see something like this down here. But if it's not bracketed, you wanna take a look at it, because if it's still green on the turbo scanner, that means that pyramid is held. All right, so you may be getting in at an opportunity for a pullback. So you definitely should take a look at that. A lot of people ask me that question. All right, so there are many different types of strategies. I've shared really briefly just two very simple ones, okay, for example. But you can look at a lot of different situations and see what follows your style of trading. For example, if you're a scalper, you may want to really pay attention to, and you can go in there and change the settings on the scanner. You may only want to see the art reversals. So if you're scalping a market, you can cut off all the turbo scanner pyramids and things like that and just focus on art reversals for scalp trading. So there are many ways in which you can use that, okay? But the purpose of it, all right, is to uncover winning trades without having to have a ton of charts open, all right? And then also, too, allows you to find some possibilities, even the ones you reject for a current trade. These are possibilities that may be good later on. So you can put those in a watch list in the market analyzer or in TradeStation's radar screen and continue to run our scanners on the watch list. So when those start to ripen up and become ready for trading, you won't miss it. So when I say put things on a watch list, I don't mean create an Excel file. What I mean is actually create another tab in either the market analyzer or TradeStation's radar screen and put those symbols in there and have those tabs still loaded with our scanners. So you're scanning not only a big bulk list, but you're scanning your watch list, because sometimes the watch list can grow, right? And the best way to think of a watch list is think of it like a salesman's type of list. In other words, you know, what do they call those? Pipe, I guess a pipe, I want to say pipe dream, but it's more like a sales pipe list where, you know, they'll put clients in that'll be ready in 6 months or a year. That's the same thing as what you want to create with your stock list. And you can create several different watch lists. But honestly, I wouldn't get too crazy with it. I just create one watch list and then have the scanners running on that watch list, and you won't miss it. All right, it's just a lot easier to manage that way. All right, so again, just to summarize here, the scanners work in TradeStation, NinjaTrader, multi-charts. And let's just quickly take a look. I know I'm running over a little bit, and we can take up on this in a little bit.
So I don't know if you noticed, but Al, I think we sent him license codes today, and I put, he sent it to me privately, but he has a question for you about how to add the Elliott Wave scanner to NinjaTrader if you get a chance. So just thought I'd mention that.
Okay, I assume Al has it installed because he had used it before, right? So I don't think
Al, let us know. What do you think?
All right. So basically, Al, what you want to do here, let me just move this over here, move the scanners, highlight the scanners here. So what you want to do here, okay, there's one other scanner I haven't gone over, and I'll probably go over this next week. This is our newest one, and it's called the multiple time frame scanner. And what it's looking at is trading opportunities on different time frames. And again, kind of like, remember the trade confirmer? We kind of look on all, whoops, wrong one. Trade confirmers over here, and we kind of look on all these to see which ones we want to line up good. Same thing with this. When the short-term time frames, the intermediate time frames, and the long-term time frames that you're looking at align themselves up for trades, that can be pretty powerful. And those short-term, intermediate, long-term time frames can be adjusted. So we're probably not going to have time to cover this, but I'll cover that next week, okay? All right, back to Al's question here. So Al, what you want to do is click on anywhere in here, I guess. All right, and if you have more than one scanner, you can go to the templates and you can load them here. All right, so you could find, for example, the Elliott Wave scanner. The problem with loading a template, if you have all our scanners, what you don't want to do is load one template because it'll erase everything else that you have loaded. Then you'll have to reload them. So if you notice when Mark goes on and installs your software, he sets up if you have more than one scanner, he'll set up a special template and call it TC scans. So you may have that already in your charting platform. So if you do, look for that. And what you would do is just right click, okay, go to template, load, and look for TC scan. So do that now and let Gene know, okay? Because that's the easiest way to load them all. Otherwise, if you just want to load the Elliott Wave scanner, well, again, you could go to templates, load, all right, and then just pick the Elliott Wave, wherever it is, Elliott Wave scanner right there, okay? But remember, if you have more than one scanner loaded and load a template for a specific scanner, it will erase all the others. So TC scans is the best way to go. All right, now, and I think you're using NinjaTrader.
Pyramid trading point entry.
So I think that probably applies to you. All right, and you know, here is, you know, you can open this up. You can do this for indexes. You know, you can do it for cryptos. You can do it for, you know, day trading markets. You can do it for micros, macros, all sorts of things, ETFs in the real estate market, inverse ETFs you can scan for. So whatever you want to scan for, or the entire NASDAQ 100, you can do it. All right, just a matter of your specifics. And on NinjaTrader, in order to access the settings, you just go up here. Hey, notice one thing, one more thing. Notice that I have my scanner connected to my charts. So when I click on, for example, the SQQQ, which is an inverse, notice my charts will change. So it's also, the scanners are also a great way to kind of make it easy to jump around the different markets that you usually look at by loading them into the scanner and then connecting the scanner with a symbol lock between the scanner and all the actual charts. All right, so back to the scanner for a minute. Take your mouse, go anywhere on it, right click, all right, and then go to columns. Now, in NinjaTrader, columns is the same thing as indicators. So when you click on columns, that's going to bring up all the possible indicators you can load in the scanner's columns. That's why they call it columns. All right, so here's all mine that I have loaded here for now. And trade confirmer, I'm looking at a 3. In other words, I want to see the trade confirmer column, which is our summary column. It's looking for the OWL, PTF, and TLM, all 3. But if I just wanted 2, I could take out the one I don't want, okay, and take out this and put that, and it will only scan for 2, okay? So that is a way in which I can change the summation column. Very simple. We have instructions on all this stuff, okay? So it's not hard. OWL, okay, just leave that alone because that'll load in the template. Then the Elliott wave, same thing. It's scanning for 3 in one column, 5 in the other. But these are the settings, okay? And this is where you're also going to be able to change the time frames. So for example, on the trade confirmer, if you want to scan, for example, a 60-minute chart, you put that on minute and change that to 60, and it will scan the 60-minute chart for each one of those columns, okay? You do that for each one. So if you want the whole thing to be 60 minutes, well, you change it all to 60, and then you know what you do? You right-click on it, go to Templates, and Save As, and call it TC Scans 60 minutes. See, I even have one already up here. So you can create a template not only of the scans you want loaded, but also the time frame. And you may want to create multiple time frame TC scans. That's fine. That's just an easy way to load it. All right. Now on TradeStation, okay, you have the scanners loading here. All right. They call them studies. You can edit all studies, and it brings up the study thing, and you can go in here. And for example, here's the precision trend filter, hit customize, and here's all the inputs that you can change. Okay, so same information, same thing, just a little bit different presentation. Okay, all right, well listen, I know I went over quite a bit today, but I did want to give you a quick background on the scanners, how they work, what they can do. And before I go, Jean, let me just ask you a question. Is that okay?
You know, I'm not sure. I'll check in with him tomorrow. So he and I chat a lot.
Okay,
So yeah, I'll check with him tomorrow. But what a great session. The scanners are awesome.
Oh, they're awesome. They are absolutely awesome. And they're awesome because it allows you to sort through the amazing amount of markets there are out there to look for conditions that you want to trade. And that's the key, right? Does, as I said, it does the hard work for you. All right, everybody, any last minute questions? Faye, you're very welcome. Thank you. Thanks for coming here. All right, Jerry, hopefully that audio worked out for you okay across the pond, so to speak. Okay, good, excellent. And you know, if you play around with the scanners and find something you're not quite right, or you can't figure out something, come back next week and ask me, and we'll go over it together, where I can actually show you. Okay, maybe a setting you're not sure of or whatever, but I can help you with that. Okay. All right, good, Jerry. Audio is good for me. Good. All right. Well, thank you everybody for being here, and have a great week as we wrap up October, right? Oh boy, unbelievable how fast time flies. Okay, thank you everybody, and we'll put this recording in our normal area in the client support so you can go back and review it from time to time. All right, have a great week, everybody. Thanks so much for coming.